So a person requests a kit from me and he's asking me, how can I trust you? What if I send you my gold and you're just gonna walk away with it? That's probably the conversation I get most often.
Constantine is the founder of Royal Element, a gold buying business where people physically ship their gold to sell, all without knowing or meeting him in person.
Our goal is not to scam you and disappear. We're trying to build a brand name. Pawn shops, they're actually paying fractions of what it's really worth. A typical pawn shop that would buy gold, they're paying around 20-25% of what it's actually worth. We as online gold buyers, we're typically paying around 65-70%.
In this episode, he breaks down how the gold business works, why pawn shops are ripping you off, and what's really going on behind the scenes on the commodity exchanges.
Right now, dollar is losing its dominance around the world. The Comex exchange, they sell a lot more gold and silver contracts than there is gold and silver. So if we imagine a scenario when everyone decides to take delivery, they don't have enough gold and silver to deliver.
What's up, guys? Quick break over here. 80% of you guys listening are not subscribers. The more subscribers we get, the bigger and better we can make the show.
And if you've been getting value from Matchbox, please hit that subscribe button below. For you, it's just a click. For us, it means a lot.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Well, finally, we got Constantine on the show. Thank you for coming. Appreciate you taking some time off your busy schedule and coming to the show. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here.
Welcome to the show, Constantine. So I'm very curious, your background, you do a lot of stuff in gold and precious metals. What's the name of your company? Talk about it briefly, maybe like 1 minute, just explain what it is that you do. And then let's jump into the story of how you got to where you're at.
All right. So my company name is Royal Element. That's the official umbrella. And online, I'm doing business under Gold to Cash. So that's like a DBA. And for local business, it's Royal Element. And for Portland, it's Royal Element Portland.
Okay.
So you have 2 locations.
Yes, we just recently opened a new location in Portland, Oregon.
Nice. Where is it exactly in Portland?
It's on Sandy and 45th, so it's like in the Hollywood district area.
So you're not afraid somebody's going to break in that neighborhood and steal all the gold? You hope not. You have some good insurance, I guess?
That's a problem. Yeah, of course, we have insurance, and we did our part to manage the risk. But again, I totally understand the current situation, and it's Portland. Everything can happen. And of course, we did our thing to manage the risk, to lower it. But yeah, we hope nothing's going to happen.
Okay. So, Constantine, in a few words, what exactly you do? What type of a shop is that? And what do you do online?
So for the most part, I specialize in buying gold and, well, precious metals in general, but gold is the biggest. And yeah, the model is to purchase gold online. That's my main business, is to purchase gold online from public and to resell it wholesale. And when we're talking about gold, it's mostly scrap gold, jewelry, and some bullion, which is coins, bars, and stuff like that.
Well, before we get into specifics, can you go back and tell us a little bit how you even got into this business? Because it's not really typical for...
You don't hear about people making money with precious metals all the time.
Yeah. So let's go back to the year 2011, I think. So my first official job was in a gold shop. So I worked for a guy. He was selling gold and silver, but he was selling investment grade gold. So it was bars, coins. And later on, he started buying scrap from public, and that's how I got introduced to gold. Well, of course, I heard about gold and silver before, but when I actually started working with it, so I got fascinated with gold, and I learned history why we need gold, and so this really sparked my interest towards gold. And I worked in that shop for, I believe, 3 years. And so I liked the guy, the owner of the shop, and he was the first like a millionaire, and the first millionaire that I knew personally. And I was like listening to every conversation. I was listening to every single word he was saying. So like I was like a sponge. I was trying to
Just absorb everything.
like absorb everything I could. And I worked for him for 3 years. And then I moved on to something different. I was selling cars for a few years. So I had my small car dealership in Portland. And it was all right, but I'm not really a cars person. And so it was tough for me. And then my friend, so he owned a marketing company, and he offered me to work for him. And I started to work at his marketing company in 2016, I believe.
Yeah.
And so and I worked at that marketing company for 8 years. And so but I still invested in gold. I still invested in silver. Like I never lost the interest in that. And the first time I started to think about having a business related to gold, it was in 2017. So I even bought a domain name online. I think I opened LLC for that. So I did all the research.
In 2017, what domain is the Gold to Cash?
Gold to Cash, yeah.
.us.
Yeah, so I own that domain since 2017.
Okay.
And it's .us, not .com.
Yeah, .com was taken, and it's not used. It's still like it's parked domain, so it's taken by somebody, and they're offering to sell it, but it's some enormous amount. And right now,
Like 100,000.
no, it's less. But again, I tried to reach out to them, and I never got a reply. So I think it's
So you bought a domain. Did you understand digital marketing because you were working for the marketing company?
yeah. So for me, like as a Christian, I believe that was God's providence. Like how He like first introduced me to this gold market, and then I left it and I started to work online, and I got a lot of knowledge in marketing, and that was really useful. So when I like
You should have got a doctor's degree for in 8 years.
yeah I could
Doctor's degree in marketing.
yeah
So was all that marketing experience really useful for you as you went on to open up your own entrepreneur ventures with the gold?
Yeah, so as I started researching that industry, I started to build my website, and I have some basic knowledge to build websites on like those platforms, WordPress, Joomla, and some other ones. So I decided to go on budget, and I wanted to try build my website by myself using WordPress. So of course, I hired somebody on Fiverr to do design for me. It was bad as I look at it right now. So I started doing website. That was in 2017, and I completed the page, but then I encountered some issues with like implementing API with FedEx and some other tools. And I don't know. Oh well, probably I wasn't ready for that. And when I encountered those problems, I kind of, okay, I can't do it,
You just gave up.
and I gave up on it.
The first roadblock, and you turn around and go back.
Yeah. So like yeah, as I look at it right now, it's kind of silly. Like, yeah, there are developers specifically for that, but at that point,
You're not ready to spend money.
I wasn't ready. Yeah. So and
You also didn't have ChatGPT or Claude to just ask a question and then it gives you the response to do it yourself. So it was a different time. When did Shopify come out? 2017, 2018? Because Shopify.
Well, Shopify is not really used.
yeah, it's for e-commerce mostly. So it's
So you wouldn't. It's not applicable to what your model is online.
no, like WordPress was enough like for a basic website, but again, right now you can implement all those features and tools on WordPress easily with developers. But for me at that time, I wasn't even entertaining that idea to hire a developer for that, and so I gave up on it. And so I continued to work for that marketing company, and it was great. Like I was making good money. The company is great. The culture is great. The ownership, management, everything was great. So it was
They didn't give you too many reasons to leave.
Yeah.
It's like they created this comfort for you.
So then why?
yeah, definitely.
if
It
so
was just a
great-
comfort zone for me. I was too comfortable there.
So if it was so great, then why did you leave, or why did you want to leave?
Yeah, I always wanted to have something of my own. So it was great working for that company, but inside of me, I always wanted to have like I always wanted to build something myself. And
Interesting.
yeah,
And so it was comfortable. How did you actually make the pivot and the transition to finally being self-sufficient and on your own?
so 2 years passed, and in
So
2000,
this is like 2018, 2019?
2019.
Okay.
So when COVID started, we were allowed to work from home. So again, I guess I had more free time, and again I returned to that idea, and I still possessed that domain, Gold to Cash. So I was still paying for it. And I decided to give it one more try. And this time I didn't even try to build it myself. So I knew that, okay, I need to hire a designer to do the design, and I need to hire a developer to build a website for me. And that's how it started.
How much did you pay for that initial MVP?
So for to get started, I asked my friend, he's a good designer, to mock up a website, a design for me, and he like on friendship, he didn't charge me something crazy. I believe it was around $1,000 or something, plus minus. So then another friend, he built a front end on it, and then here's another problem I ran into. So I knew that developers in US, they're pricey, and I thought maybe I should hire someone in India or Pakistan.
Oh no!
Oh,
So I went back on Fiverr. I found a full stack developer. Everything was so promising. I looked at his portfolio. His projects were amazing. Like his description was like he knows everything.
Like a senior dev.
Yeah, when he's a full stack, he could do front end, back end. He could write on multiple languages. So and the price was good, and I thought, wow, that's amazing. So let's start it. So we started, and right, so he was finishing up the front end, and it was half ready. Like I said, the design was ready, so he just need to add functionality to this. And few months later, it was a nightmare. Like first of all, there's a difference in time zones. So to communicate with this guy, I need to be up late, and he was just not getting. And of course, now I understand that working in Trend, I got spoiled by high quality designers and really professional developers. And for me, like I expected that everything needs to be like this. And so when I started to work with this developer, few months later, I thought, no, like if we have those problems on front end stage, like I can't imagine what's gonna be
On the back end.
down
Right.
further. And so we decided to part ways. And I found a developer locally. So he was inexpensive, and we started working. And again, he was better. At least the communication was better since he was local. We could meet up anytime.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he was junior developer, and again, it was complicated. So, and when we first started, he said, it's gonna take me about 2 to 4 months to complete. Like I imagine it's gonna take 2 months and then few more months to polish it to perfection. And I'm perfect. Let's do it.
So just so I can understand, if we fast forward, so I understand people will send you gold online. They'll find your website. They'll send you gold, and then you price it, and then you'll buy it from them. What is so complicated from a technical perspective to make a website that does this? It seems it's pretty rudimentary. Why would it take 2 to 4 months to build this?
Well, probably the biggest complication is that I wanted my own dashboard. And when we started to build it, so I spent a good amount of time to create like a technical requirements spec sheet.
Mm-hmm.
And when I worked on it, I looked in future and okay, now I don't need those features, but down the road, if I'm gonna grow, I'm gonna need those features. And so a lot of features like I didn't use right away, but they're needed right now.
Okay.
And for example, one feature is API with FedEx. So let me start. So how the process works. So a customer lands on my website. They need to fill out a form, and we called it a kit. So when they fill out the form, they get a kit. So it contains like instructions, how to mail their gold, and we generate a shipping label with FedEx. So it's a prepaid shipping label with
So
FedEx.
this person's never met you. They found you online. They request a kit, and they're going to take their gold. They're going to put it in a package, and they're going to send it to you.
Yeah, it definitely requires a lot of faith from customer.
It must be a really good website. You don't even use the word trust. You use the word faith.
Well, there's
Faith is you believe in something you don't see.
So it requires a lot of trust.
trust. Yeah.
Okay,
Because-
maybe I'm missing something, but like to me, that just seems really crazy. That if I had some gold, I found your website, I request a kit. What stops you from just taking it and being like, "Thanks for the gold, peace out"?
Well, there are actually a lot of regulations for that. Again, I understand that definitely a person to send his valuables to me, he needs to trust me. But on our end, yeah, we are fully licensed business. And we have all those like helpful tools, reviews, Better Business Bureau, and we need to advertise it heavily on the website because yeah, I understand that we need to build trust to bridge that gap.
Does somebody get a kit and they're like, "Man, something doesn't seem right," and then they try and call, and you're talking
All
to
the
them?
time. Yeah.
What does that conversation look like when they call in and they're like, "Can I trust you?"
Yeah, and that's probably the conversation I get most often. So a person requests a kit from me, and he would call me, and he's asking me, "How can I trust you?" And exact words, "What if I send you my gold and you're just gonna walk away with it?" And yeah, we explained the whole process. Like first of all, okay, we're in the like in this business for a long time, and our goal is not to scam you and disappear. Like we're trying to build a brand name, And of course, we go over reviews. We have hundreds of 5-star reviews, and they're all real. We're accredited by Better Business Bureau. We go over like the licensing, the permits, and of course, for a lot of people, it's not enough. They're just skeptical overall, and they'll never send. And yes, and some people just do this step of faith and send it.
So let's steer back a little bit because we were talking about functionality, and in case somebody wants to build the same exact business as you do, the functionality that your website has, it's not just a business card website, as people call it. It's a platform, essentially, right? So a customer lands on a website, he fills out the application, right? Or a form. A form. And then the form gives him ability to request a kit, a package where he would drop his gold, seal, send it at no cost to him. And then Constantine receives it, evaluates, and gives the price. And the transaction happens if the customer says yes or no. I agree. Or they negotiate, right?
Yeah. So I would say 90% of customers will accept our initial offer, and another like certain percentage they will try to negotiate for a higher price, and only a few people are 100 would just decline the offer. And that's because we have like completely different understanding for gold. And see, that's the problem. For example, if you go to a jewelry store and you see this ring, a gold ring, like let's just talk about a simple man's wedding band. So in gold, if it weighs 10 grams, so in gold it's gonna be, well, at this rate it's gonna be around $800 right now. But if you go to a jewelry store, it's gonna be priced at least 2,000-3,000, and that's because of their premium. And when a person sends us their gold, some people are expecting to receive that amount. And we need to explain that when you're buying from a jewelry store, they're charging a huge premium. Sometimes it's up to 700% on some jewelry pieces. And we are able to pay only based on the gold content. And so if a person has this understanding about their jewelry piece, that this ring is worth $3,000-$4,000, of course, we're too far away. And there's no way we're going to come to an agreement.
Yeah, so you basically explain them, you pay per weight, and it's essentially scrap metal. So any jewelry doesn't cost more. So let's go back. So you hired this junior dev, because we kind of got sidetracked. You hired the junior dev. He told you 2 to 4 months. What happens next?
So instead of 4 months, it took a little over a year.
Oh, wow.
And he still never finished the project. And time was, so he was just delaying timelines. And at some point, I got tired of this because, first of all, I got promised 4 months, and now we're on month 13. And still, like, some of the major functionality is not even ready.
Wow.
So I decided to part ways with him. And
What is the cost of a person like that? You pay him hourly, you pay him...
No, he just gave me a flat rate price
For the whole project?
for the whole project.
Okay, and what was it?
It was $4,000. Yeah, it was inexpensive, of course.
What do you expect?
No wonder it took him
Yeah,
13 months and he didn't finish.
yeah. He was probably working on some other projects, and this project was like when he has a free time.
I've had similar experience actually, where it's like a junior dev. They know enough to be dangerous, but they don't know enough to finish the job, but they think they can complete the puzzle, and they underbid themselves because they're desperate. It's never gone well for me. It's never gone well.
For sure.
So
Now, as I know, I would go with like a senior dev because it's going to be a lot
But he
easier.
would charge you 40K.
Yeah, and so since we never finished the project with this guy, I decided to look for another person. But this time I went to, it was a Russian analog of Fiverr. So it was a platform in Russia where like freelancers would post their like skills. And so I hired this guy. He was a full stack developer as advertised, and we started working. And yeah, this time he actually finished the project. Again, it was about the same price. Like for this time, I paid around $4,000 again. So and again, he promised 2 months. In reality, it took probably half a year to complete, but at least it was finished. And then I have a good friend. He's a good developer, so I asked him to look at the code. Like, can you just look at the code and give me your assessment? And he looked at the code and said, "Yeah, like the quality of the code is like when I first started working on computers." So again, the code wasn't great, but at least I was happy that everything was functional and I was finally able to launch the website. And so when the project was complete, I ran it with some Google Ads. I loaded some budget to Google Ads. I believe I started with $2,000. So first $2,000 they like disappeared in few days because I was tweaking. I didn't know like how it works. Even though I had some experience with marketing, but again I added all those keywords that were relevant, and I just got flooded with like irrelevant customers. They were looking for completely different stuff. And that's because like I entered those keywords and it was just a broad search, and Google was just showing the ads to people that were just looking for like to get price of gold. They were looking to buy jewelry instead of sell jewelry. And so like the first experience with Google Ads didn't go well.
2,000 is not that much.
Yeah, it was a test budget. Then I tweaked some things, and on my on my second deposit, I actually broke even. So I loaded another 2,000, and I finally received customers who sent me their gold, and I was super excited when I received my first package.
You're like, I can't believe it.
Yeah,
Somebody actually trusted me.
it was hard to believe because finally 2 years later I received the first physical package.
Where did you get this idea of people just sending you gold and you price it out? Is that something you experienced at the first precious metals shop that you worked at?
It was like a mix of, well, first of all, this idea of buying gold online is not new. Like it's been around for 15 years probably.
Buying gold or like selling it online, you as the buyer?
Yeah.
Okay, understood.
But yeah, I experienced buying scrap gold like back in 2011, 2012, and I knew that profit margins are great, but I was limited to only local community. And I thought to do it online, you're not limited only to Portland, Vancouver area. You have the whole United States in front of you.
Because there's rural communities that
There is no
don't even have pawn shops.
Yeah, some cities they don't even have like pawn shops, like you said, or they don't have like jewelry buyers. And for some people, at first it was interesting for me, like why would people even send me their gold instead of just going to pawn shop? Well, first of all, pawn shops they're actually paying fractions of what it's really worth. So a typical pawn shop that would buy gold, they're paying around probably 30-35% of what it's actually worth in gold.
Wow.
They're ripping off. And
What do you pay?
We as online gold buyers, we're typically paying around 65-70%.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, for some items it's less, for some it's more.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we're paying a lot more than those pawn shops. And yeah, as I looked at some customers where they live, like I try to look for places nearby for them, and like the nearest place, like potentially they can take their gold to, is like 40-60 miles,
Mm-hmm.
and of course that's too far to travel.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. So you'll buy the gold, and then will you like smelt it and then sell it? Like, what do you do exactly? Like once you get the gold?
Yeah, once we get the gold, I would sell it on wholesale.
Do you do anything to it?
No, personally, no. I just sell it to wholesale, and then they melt it, and they make like the final product, bars and coins. And some of the better pieces, I would try to sell it on retail, like on eBay,
Mm-hmm.
and
At a premium, right?
at a premium. Again, it's in my own interest to sell the pieces as soon as possible. So I'm not trying to sell that ring with a huge premium. It's just I would add extra 60%.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it makes sense,
Mm-hmm.
and that way I'll still sell the piece fairly easy.
And
And
how
percentage wise,
successful are you in selling the pieces individually versus just wholesaling it to a buyer?
it's just the volume is too small for retail sales.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say 95-98% of items I'm selling to wholesalers,
Mm.
and only a few pieces on eBay. Well, first of all, even if I were to go and sell a piece on eBay, it's gonna take at least a month.
Yeah.
And I believe few years back, eBay implemented some like enormous fees for jewelry.
Mm.
And once the transaction is over and I get my pay, it's like subtracted 30% from that.
Wow.
So again, it still makes sense to sell it retail, but after all the fees, it's not that appealing.
Would be interesting if build an e-commerce platform for all these pawn shops that are buying all these jewelry at fraction of the cost
Hmm.
what the retailer would sell, and just provide them a platform where they can post and sell it to customers
Yeah, without those like
without crazy fees.
big
There are already similar things that are functioning. So there are a few local gold buyers. They've been around for 20-25 years. Of course, they have a huge network. So they have this action, except it's local. So yeah, they have an online platform for it. So they have this network of people who's like constantly looking to buy gold, be it jewelry or investment grade gold and silver. So they would run those auctions and sell it like this.
Can you talk about the different grades? I mean, I know you said scrap and then you said investment grade. What does that entire, system look like?
Hmm. So for gold and silver and other precious metals, platinum and palladium, the highest grade is investment grade. That's where we have bars, coins, and bullion in general. So especially for silver, there's a coin which is minted by the U.S. government. So the most expensive coin is a U.S. Eagle. So it has the highest premium, and it's actually a legal tender coin. So the face value on that coin is $50. So imagine right now in gold, this coin would be worth around 5,200. That's just in gold. And the face value is $50. So basically, you can spend it as $50.
So I could take it to Target and buy $50 Nintendo game, or I could go and sell it basically
5,000.
for 5,000 to like a gold buyer.
What's the point of that? It sounds-
Well, again, it's not intended to use it as a $50 coin. It's just a legal tender, and it has a history to it. So the US has been making those coins.
Why not put 5,000 at least?
Because the price of gold fluctuates. So like back when they
Yeah.
probably started with it, they had to assign a value. And if the price of
Okay,
gold
but the price is so far apart. This is 100 times.
Again, those coins, they're not intended for real transactions.
Okay.
Even though it's a legal tender coin, if you go to a regular store, I would guess nobody will actually accept it.
Okay.
So,
Wow.
So Target won't want my $50 silver or gold coin.
no, there's actually a funny story. So when I worked for that company, my first gold shop, so I went to I think it was a plate pantry store or something to get a water, and I paid with $10 bill or something, and so she gave me a change, and one of the coins was old silver dollar, so it was $1 face value, but actually in silver at that time it was worth around $20. So
you just
Best
wanted
bottle
back
of water
then.
you ever
That's
bought.
so cool.
So yeah, that's another interesting fact. So old U.S. coins pre 1964, they were 90% silver.
Wow.
So all dimes, quarters, half dollars, and $1 coins, they were all 90% silver.
Wow.
And of course, they're not in circulation right now because the banks were the first ones to like filter them and take them. But still, I heard stories that people would time to time get those quarters, dimes in the banks.
From
And
some old grandpa or old grandma walks in to get some kind of coffee and just pays with the cash that she's been collecting. And some coins that she's been collecting, from the...
yeah, and for example, a pre 1964 dime is worth around $5-6 right now.
Wow.
So
Before we go into kind of general questions, because I have a lot of questions surrounding precious metals, can you talk about where business is right now? How are you getting customers? And where are you heading?
okay. So still to this day, my main business model is online,
Okay.
and that's where I'm putting most of my energy. And because online is it
Just
has a
bigger
lot,
potential.
it has a lot more potential. There is more room to scale,
Okay.
and so I'm trying to build online presence, build more trust. And right now, I'm actually finishing up. I'm completely rebuilding the website again. So this time with better devs, and hopefully it's gonna work much better. So, and like I mentioned in the beginning, last year I opened a location in Vancouver, Washington to serve the local community. So I was following like two reasons to do this. First of all, when I left marketing company to work full time on this gold project, so the first year I was working 100% from home. And of course, it was a blessing for me, for my family, that I was around the house 100% of the time. And I have little kids, and I've seen them like grow. So that was definitely a blessing. But on the other hand, it was really difficult to concentrate. And working from home is just it's tough. And I decided that if I want to grow this business, I need to change something, and I need to treat it as an actual business, not like some side hustle. So I decided to lease a shop somewhere in Vancouver so I could work like in the office and actually take local customers. So it would be just additional stream of leads and income. And so in February of 2025, I opened first Vancouver location, It's called Royal Element, and it's located on Broadway and 11th. So and it's been extremely successful. So again, I worked in marketing for 8 years, and I was able to implement all this knowledge to build presence online for local community, and it's a lot easier to rank locally than nationwide. So in half a year, we were able to outrank most of competitors locally.
Wow.
So we have gold and silver shops in Vancouver downtown. They've been around for 15, 20 years. And if we Google or search ChatGPT for like most major keywords, in some cases I would be number one, but most of the time it would be between first, second, and third position. So yeah, thank God, local business been doing great.
What's the volume? What's the revenue? Let's say last year for online and then local separate.
So overall, in 2005, I had a revenue of
15?
I mean,
25?
2025. My revenue was 1.2 million.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm extremely happy with that.
What about this year? What are you projecting?
My goal is to hit $2 million revenue.
Okay. How much of it is local and online?
So still online is the biggest channel for revenue.
So what's
Probably.
local? 10% of that? I'm just curious if it's even worth it.
Vancouver is no, it's around probably 20% right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it Vancouver office it started really slow. Like for first few months, I wasn't getting any clients. Like barely some customer walks in from like Google Ads ad. Like I get a conversion, I was so excited. But again, like for first 3 months, I didn't get any traction. And after 3 months, that's actually when things start to pick up. And right now, I'm getting customers every single day, and yeah, that's why I had a vision that okay, maybe I should expand to Portland because Portland is a lot bigger city, the population is a lot higher, and some people they're not willing to travel to Vancouver. Well, especially because there are a lot of gold shops in Portland. And so if they're not willing to come to Vancouver, I'm going to come to them.
Do you ever have it either online or in person where they bring something where the person just doesn't understand what they have? Maybe it's like a watch, or maybe it's like a random object, like it's not even jewelry, but it's like, how did this make it in this bag? How did it even like come into my shop?
Yeah. So there are good and bad examples. Like a lot of time people bring like complete garbage. Like it doesn't even look gold. I mean, if you look at the piece like a necklace or a ring, you can clearly see that the paint is coming off. And so I don't know what they're thinking. So in a lot of cases, they're just trying to sell it, like cross their fingers and hopefully he'll buy it. And in a lot of cases, they don't know. Like
They don't even know.
they honestly don't know how it's supposed to look, and it's not gold. Like they see a ring or a necklace, it has a gold color to it, and a lot of pieces they're even marked, be it 10, 14, 18 karat. And unfortunately, a lot of cases those marks they don't mean anything because
You have a way
practically-
to test for precious metals? You have a system or like a
Yeah.
process?
So when we receive an item, be it online or locally, we test it. So we have this special XRF analyzer, and again, it's a good machine just to filter things, but and it's accurate, but it has a negative thing to it. So if the item is, if the gold plating is thicker than 3 mils, and 3 mils is like for human eyes, it's nothing. And if the plating is thicker than 3 mils, that machine is not gonna detect it. So it's gonna think that it's gold. So that's why
You have to weigh it.
you weigh it and acid test. Again, I would trust acid 100% because it's the most accurate test.
And how does
Yeah,
that work?
it's gonna damage the piece a little bit. So how it works is we would take the item and we would use like a small file and just make a scratch on it. The purpose is just to scratch through that plating if it has it. So, and then there are special assets there for each carat. So 10, 14, 18, 22, 24, that's our most common. And so if the piece is it's marked, let's say 10 or 14 karat, then we would use the appropriate asset to it. And if it has a reaction, it's no good. And if there is no chemical reaction, then the item is good. And only once I had so I bought a ring. It was a class ring. So it was marked gold. It looked like gold. The weight was there. Everything was there. I even tested with acid, and still, it was a mistake. So
Was the
But you
core
said
just
acid
not-
is 100%.
yeah,
You didn't
so
scratch it
off
enough?
of the scratch.
I probably didn't scratch it enough, but again, when I was holding this ring, like I felt something is not there. Like when you like deal with gold for many years and you hold it like every day, like I can take a piece and in most cases I can feel it right away if something is wrong. And same in this case. So I hold this ring, it looks gold, it's marked, it passes the test, but something is not right. So that's why I took it to like a professional refiner because they have like better tools to test it. And so apparently it was not gold. And so I did my research. Then what is it if it passes all the tests? And I found so there's a special alloy. They're making some jewelry, like it's a budget jewelry. It looks like gold. It's heavy, but it's cheap. And fortunately, it's not too popular because a lot of people would get scammed because the original company they're selling it at a fraction of a cost. But again, there are people who would try to take advantage of people and sell this kind of jewelry for a regular gold price.
Wow. So it's a metal. It's a metal.
It's an alloy. It's a mix of metals and chemically generated metals. So I don't know what they made, but it's really good quality.
Wow.
So, but again, a good XRF analyzer detects this that it's not gold right away.
So the story leads me to this question that I recently read that China invented gold. So
Synthetic gold.
Synthetic gold.
Yeah.
Essentially, it looks, it weights, it transmits electricity just like gold. What do you think about that? Is that even true, or it's
So from
because this would completely devalue all the gold if you can synthetically make gold. This would be a catastrophe.
yeah, I've read some reports on that, and so in theory they state that it's possible to replicate gold, but to do it, it's gonna take enormous amount of energy, and it's gonna it needs like they call it nuclear transmutation to do it, and the rate to succeed is extremely low, but the price to even attempt it is extremely high. So even at gold being at over $5,000 an ounce, it's still it doesn't make sense to do it this way.
So what you're saying is it'll cost more to try and create the gold than the value itself.
Yeah.
Adjusted for risk because it's probabilities involved.
But again, if gold goes up, and let's imagine if that were to happen, my personal take on it is probably it's going to be similar to what happened to diamonds. So they learned how to grow diamonds in labs,
Yeah.
and those diamonds, they're extremely high quality. So a human eye will never detect the difference, and it takes like special equipment to tell the difference between a lab-grown diamond
Yeah, it
and the
passes all
natural
the
stone.
tests, the
Yeah,
basic.
but still, there's a huge market for natural stones, and in gold case, I would imagine similar thing, and maybe even it will even boost gold prices to go even higher because a lot of people will want the actual gold than the natural gold.
Interesting. Okay, what do you think about Bitcoin? And I know you're big on gold, bullish on gold. And you believe that the price will go up, correct?
Yes.
What about Bitcoin? Do you invest in Bitcoin? Because Bitcoin, it's easier to store, it's much harder to steal, right? So there are some people are saying that if push comes to shove and things get really nasty in US, people, the government can just come and take your gold.
Yeah, I think both are great investment assets. And I personally don't own any Bitcoin, but I own other cryptocurrencies. So, and I think they serve different purposes. So I think crypto is a great investment asset, but if you look at those two asset classes, gold is a lot bigger. So the current market cap of gold is $36 trillion, and it's the biggest asset class. And Bitcoin is around $1 trillion, and the whole crypto industry is just over $2 trillion. So that makes this industry extremely volatile, and we see it. Bitcoin was just over $100,000. Right now, it's between $60 and $70. So it fluctuates.
$70,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it fluctuates a lot. And of course, with crypto, the gains can be a lot higher, but at a greater risk. And with gold, again, it's a great asset to invest, but it's stable. It's a great hedge against inflation. It's steady. It doesn't do those crazy moves. Even like right now, we've had a great bull run for gold. So just in 2025, it grew over. Just in 2025, it grew over 65%. And just 3 weeks ago, we had a major pullback. So at highest point, gold was slightly over 5,500, and it pulled back to 4,600. And right now, it's again
Back at 50.
today it's around 5,200.
Yeah.
So it's fairly stable.
Okay, that leads me to another question. So, gold or silver? Because silver grew much faster, or it just tripled in the last 12 months or so. What do you think about that? What would a regular consumer buy? Because silver is much cheaper. One coin is $80 right now.
The spot price is around $88.
Oh, 80. So $100, close to $100.
At the highest peak last month, silver was just a little over $120.
Wow.
And yes, to answer your question, historically, silver outperforms gold in a bull run. So if we take, if you go back in history and we take the bull run of 1970s, so gold grew slightly over 2,000% in 1970s bull run, and silver grew over 3,200% in the same time frame. And if you look at the current bull market, so let's say last year, 2025, gold grew by 65%, and silver was at the highest point, it was over 165%. So historically, yes, silver always outperforms gold. So gold usually starts the race first, and steady, slow, it goes up. And silver, like it's just sitting around. But then when it explodes, it goes a lot higher. And again, that's because of the market cap. So, like we said, gold is at $36 trillion, and silver is actually right now the second asset class by market cap, and silver sits around $6 trillion.
Okay,
So even
so it's
compared to
like
gold,
Bitcoin and Solana or something like
yeah,
that. So the Bitcoin is a big beast,
mm-hmm.
and a smaller cap crypto coin just jumps. It's more volatile, so it drops and goes up higher.
And a lot of those things they really depend on demand. So right now, I believe silver has a really strong case because it's used in the like in a lot of industries. Like to make those lithium batteries, you need a lot of silver. To make the modern weapons, a lot of silver is used. And I heard that China is working like on on a different class battery. Like it's not lithium, it's something else, and it requires a lot of silver. And that's one of the reasons they actually completely stopped the export of silver to other countries.
Wow.
So, as a regular consumer, you would rather buy more silver than gold right now.
Um, Personally, myself, I would split them 50-50. And again, silver is a lot more affordable right now. So at silver being at the spot is $88, so you can actually get a silver round or a coin at $94, $95 an ounce. So the price to get in is a lot lower than the price to get into gold.
But that assumes that you're buying the actual precious metal instead of just buying like an ETF.
And personally, I would recommend to buy physical only.
Why?
First of all, the Comex exchange, so that's the main market who sells precious metals. So they sell a lot more gold and silver contracts than there is physical gold and silver. So if we imagine a scenario when everyone decides to take delivery, so let's say an investor says, "Okay, I want my delivery," and they don't have enough gold and silver to deliver for the amount of contracts they sold. And that actually was a crazy deal just a few weeks ago. Again, it was manipulation of some time. I believe China, they were trying to crush Comex because they have their own Shanghai market. And some huge Chinese hedge funds, they actually requested delivery. And the Comex had to close, I think, for 48 hours. So they completely halted all the trading. Again, because there is just
They
simply...
panicked
Yeah.
because they
And
don't have the physical silver.
they don't have enough physical gold and silver to deliver. And behind the doors, they came to an agreement, so everything went back to normal.
Wow.
But again, like if we imagine a scenario when everyone decides to take delivery, they will just go broke because they don't have enough precious metals.
So it's similar to fractional reserve banking, where like the bank doesn't have to have that amount in money. They have maybe 10% of the actual money,
Yeah,
right? And then they can just loan out the rest.
most
You're saying
money
that
is
when
just
you're saying Camex, so people who are not, if you're going and buying like some kind of fund that says they own the precious metals but they don't actually own it, that's where this is a risk for them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So if I were to recommend, like if somebody is looking to get into precious metals, yeah, I would recommend to get only in physical.
And where's the lowest fee or the lowest transaction cost for people to go and acquire precious metals?
So there's no minimum. So you can, if you're thinking to buy gold or silver, you can buy as much as 1 gold for gold. I mean 1 gram of gold and like dimes for silver. So the entry price for gold is around $170, and for silver $5-6. If you're looking to buy like the
Right.
cheapest grade.
But I'm saying, say somebody's listening to this conversation and they're like, okay, I want to go and buy some. Where do they go exactly to not pay a 10, 20% markup on whatever they're buying? Where would they go?
So the best place is to go to a local dealer, and most of the time they have gold and silver and other precious metals in stock. And especially if you're not looking to spend like enormous amount of cash, then yeah, most of the time they'll have it in stock. And if you deal locally, um, like you would get gold or silver right away, so you don't have to wait for it to ship.
And online is fine too. I think I've purchased online, and there's payment methods such as wire, credit card with a fee. I think it's extra 2-3%. Crypto,
Yeah.
and they're legit big stores. So online is an option. Speaking of local, and we're in Washington State, they recently introduced a tax because it used to be precious metals were exempt from tax. Is that true? Are you experiencing that issue?
Yeah, on January 1st of 2026, Washington State did implement a law that now there's a tax for all precious metals.
The basic state tax.
Yeah,
Close to
8 to 10%.
Yeah, 8 to 10.
And there are some organizations that are trying to fight it, but yeah, we'll see where that goes. And yeah, it's hurting a lot of dealers in Washington State. And
Is it affecting you too?
not so much, because my main business line is to purchase gold from people, not as much selling. But for a lot of dealers, it's really painful because so let's say 1 ounce of gold right now is the spot is 5,200, and to get an actual coin, you would have to spend 5,400. And if you need to pay tax, 10%, that's additional $500.
Oh man.
And for most people, they will just travel across the river to Portland, and they'll just pay a regular price for the gold coin.
Yeah, but
and save extra
someone
500.
who's in Seattle.
Yeah, and for someone in Seattle, it's a lot harder.
If you're in Spokane, you can cross to Idaho, because Idaho is still tax free. Right?
Yes, Idaho is tax-free.
Yeah.
Now I understand why you're opening up a Portland location.
Maybe. And yeah, one of the differences in Portland is I'm actually planning to sell gold and silver products.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And we mentioned, and since we mentioned online sales, yeah, it's completely legit way to buy gold and silver online, and sometimes you can get great prices. But the thing is, a lot of people, especially older generation, they're against, like, so when they buy gold or silver, they don't want to leave any trace that they purchased.
Right.
So, and one of the reasons is because there was a case in 1933, President Roosevelt, so he signed an order that it was illegal for U.S. residents to own gold. So,
Wow, I didn't know back then they could pull something like this off.
yeah, so he signed an order, and it required everyone to deliver their gold to central banks. They had some exceptions. I think you could own $100 worth of gold. Again, at that time, it was around 4 ounces of gold. So back then in 1933, the gold price was $20 an ounce.
Wow.
So in 1933, they pulled this trick. They required everyone to submit their gold, and the penalty was $10,000 fine or 10 years in prison. So yeah, at the end, I believe nobody actually went to jail for that, but a lot of people did return their gold for $20 an ounce, and just a few months later, they revalued the gold at $36 an ounce. So just like that, 70% growth. And up until 1974, it was illegal here in the US to own any gold.
Wow.
But again, it's much
So sketchy.
it's much better than in any other country. So in most countries, you cannot purchase investment type gold. So there are
Even
right now.
wow. Okay. Okay. That makes me.
Yeah, it's interesting because like one of the cases for Bitcoin is considered the highest form of property rights ever. Because like if I have a pocket, full of gold, somebody can come up to me with a gun and be like, "Give me the gold." And it's like, okay, they can strong arm me and then steal it from me, right? But if I have Bitcoin and I memorize the private key and it's in my head, it's like you can't physically take it from me. Like you can torture it out of somebody, right? But if they say, "Give me,"
If they know that you have it.
but that's another thing too. Is like you go back to the Holocaust, right? Think about how many precious metals were taken from the Jewish people, right?
Everything.
But you would, in theory, be able to go through that entire experience, right, and have all of your property rights in your head. Nobody could come and take it from you with a gun. Nobody. They don't know you have it, right? So like a house, you can't, like the government can come and take it with a gun, right? Gold, where do you store it? Yes, you have a few coins here and there, but if we're talking about like large amounts of value, right? Millions of dollars, tens of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars, that in gold, it's
Bitcoin
extremely, I mean, Bitcoin, it's a marginal cost, but like with gold, you have to store it, you have to move it, the transportation, the insurance risk, like people
No, if you
stealing
have
it.
to relocate, let's say
It's challenging.
you take the key, which is what, 12 words?
I'm rusty on it. I don't remember.
I think it's like 12 words.
12 to 24. It depends.
Yeah. You take 6 words on a piece of paper and then you give 6 words to your wife. You just relocate and you just fly different.
Yeah, I completely agree.
and then
that it's a lot
you meet
easier.
up, you have your assets.
Interesting thing to mention about gold. So, like in the beginning, we mentioned that U.S. and Canadians and some other gold coins, they have a face value to it. So let's say we have a gold eagle. So the face value of it is $50 right now. It's a legal tender. So there is a trick. If you want to go in other country and you want to move a big amount of money, I think there is a limit of same $10,000, right? After which you have to declare it.
Yes.
So you can do it with gold. So this coin is official $50, and if you were to take it across the border, legally it's $50, but it's worth over $5,000.
This is what
So you could bring
Somali had to do.
2,000. You could
Yeah.
bring 2,000.
Minnesota Somali guys, this is what they had to do. They didn't know this trick.
They were bringing cash, full luggage of cash.
Well,
funny.
I have an idea. So let's have people, our viewers that are gonna watch this episode, send us different questions that they're interested or concerns, questions. We'll pick top 3 or 5, and we're gonna go to his new location, in Portland, with a camera, tour it, and ask him over there. It's gonna be like a mini series.
Yeah, great idea. I love it.
Yeah. So
Let's do it.
viewers, if you guys like this conversation around precious metals, just send us best question. We're gonna pick five questions, 5 best questions, and we're gonna go visit Constantine at his new location in Portland and continue because this is all fascinating. This is all
This is a
intriguing.
great
All these little tricks, all this history. I'm now concerned because if they did it in 1933, they pulled it off. They were able to convince and pretty much pressure public into giving them. I've only heard that Solomon did it. In the Bible,
Well,
it's like, bring
pulling-
me all the gold. We're gonna build the temple.
Pulling something similar in nowadays, again, they have a lot more tools to do it. But again, it's still gonna be complicated. Like, imagine how many agents they need to go and actually search the houses. But again, if the gold is gonna be a lot higher, let's say $15,000-$20,000 an ounce, maybe it will make sense for them.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah,
crazy
well,
times.
everyone who has TSA pre-check, supposedly they gave the rights away.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that I want to research. I just heard of that. Global entry is even worse. You're basically forfeiting your rights, and tomorrow an agent can come into your house. They don't need anything. They just can. And we've seen cases when agents would just storm a house, would just shuffle through documents and computers and personal devices just to look for information, and nobody's gonna stop them. So that's something, food for thought. Think about it.
Yeah, since I'm working with gold and I get a lot of clients and sometimes we talk to them, people invent some like tricky ways to hide their gold. And it's interesting, like so many people have some nice ideas how they can.
Can you share one?
Yeah, one person, I think that was a nice idea. So he got this pipe, like a regular plumbing pipe, 3 or 4 inches in diameter. So he sealed one end, he put his investments there, and he would just dig it. Like he lived on a property, and he just dig a hole by his fence, and he just placed it there. And so once he was, how I found out about it. So he sold me some gold, and it had like an interesting smell to it because the gold was laying in the ground for several years, and it had this like moist smell to it. And I asked, like, interesting, why does it smell like this? And he told me the story that he actually stores it underground instead of the safe.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, storing in safe is not safe.
Yeah.
Apparently. All right. Well, Constantine, thank you for your time.
Thanks for
I
having
learned
me.
a lot. Appreciate it. Oh, last question. So you mentioned we're in a bull run.
Mm-hmm.
Does it make sense to buy now?
I personally think we have long ways ahead of us.
Oh, really?
So, like we mentioned earlier, we've had a bull run in 1970s
How long did
that
that last?
lasted about 10 years, roughly. Well, some stages, like the main stages, they happened after 1974. But again, like if you take the whole decade, 10 years, so the gold grew by 2000%. And in the current bull run, gold is only, I believe, 200+%. So if we were to repeat the same scenario from 1970s, 1980s, so we have a long ways ahead.
So the gold will be what, at 100,000?
Yeah, and
If it grows
again,
to 1,000%.
like it would be nice if it hit that high, but even if it hits 15, 20,000, it's still enormous. And precious metals, they have a good case for it. Like central banks are buying gold at record rates right now. So in 2024 and 2025, central banks purchased 1,000 tons of gold each year. and that's compared to 400 tons they bought previously.
Okay.
And another significant thing that happened last year. So first time in decades, gold surpassed US dollar as a reserve in reserve banks.
Mm.
So right now they actually hold more gold than they hold US dollar.
Mm.
And since US dollar is a global reserve currency, so right now dollar is losing its dominance around the world. Like every year, like a certain percentage of dominance is lost, and precious metals are super sensitive to that. And we have
We can see that.
we have all those tensions like in geopolitical, like there's ongoing conflict in Russia and Ukraine. The Middle East is boiling, and like the war can break out any day now. On this side of the world, not everything is so peaceful.
Yeah. So you would still recommend to buy.
I think, yeah.
The good strategy that when we met first time, when you were working at the shop, and I started buying, the good strategy is just buy continuously. Like
Dollar cost average.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's a good strategy.
DCA, you get paid, I don't know, maybe a bonus or something at your job. You just go buy some silver. If you can't allocate, 10 to 20% of your salary, but every quarter, if you can set yourself like a goal that every quarter I'm gonna go buy X amount, and it could be a percentage of your salary, so 10 to 20%, and just buy it. Just buy it every quarter. In the long run, you're gonna win, right?
Yeah.
It's like real estate. It's only gonna go
We
up.
don't have a crystal ball here, and nobody knows what's gonna be the price of gold tomorrow or in a year. We know the trend where it goes, but we don't know the details. But we know the trend that it's going much higher.
Yeah. Okay, David, any last
No.
questions?
No.
This was awesome. I really appreciate Constantine for coming, sharing. I'm pretty sure that our viewers will really, really appreciate the content, and it gives a little bit of clarity of what's going on. And actually, honestly, for me, it gives a little bit more confidence in buying more, because I did stop buying. I was kind of all in crypto for some time, but I think gold and precious metals, silver, gold, the other platinum, palladium is not really popular, right?
Yeah, they're rare. And since those asset classes, they're even smaller than silver or even crypto, so the price fluctuates a lot.
Yeah.
So
I would just stick to silver and
yeah,
gold.
at some point, if you remember, platinum was more expensive than gold, and that's because they just found some use for it. And same thing happened to palladium just a year or two ago. It jumped too high. It surpassed gold by a lot because they found a use for it, and then they thought that it's too expensive to use it, so they came up with something else, and the price just tanked.
So it's a hype.
Yeah.
And gold and silver doesn't really go through that hype. And sounds like there's real reasons why it jumped so high. And they're valid reasons. It's not just hype.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thank you
thank
for
you,
your
guys.
time.
Appreciate it.
Pleasure.